Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, 100 Pounds of Gratitude. I'm Rachel and I am gaining gratitude, losing 100 pounds, and building a life that I love. So today I'll be looking over some pictures that I've taken of myself and just reflecting back on what the last 90 days has looked like in my weight loss journey. So let's get started. So before we look at the pictures and go over my measurements from the last 90 days, I thought I would give a little backstory to my weight loss journey. In my adult life, my weight has been a struggle with ups and downs, and after I had my third son, my C-section incision opened up on the day I was released from the hospital, and that kind of sent me on a tumble in a negative direction with my weight. So when that incision opened up, I ended up having to do 3 months of wound care, which is a story for another day. But after that 3 months of wound care, I had reached my heaviest weight ever, even heavier than when I was pregnant with my third son, and that was 265 pounds. And honestly, I didn't even realize how bad it was until I saw this picture of myself playing with my children outside, and I didn't even recognize myself. And that picture woke me up and made me realize, oh my word, I need to do something about my health and I need to make some changes. During that next year, I ended up losing 40 pounds. But then stress and change happened in our lives and we moved out of state, and I gained back 20 of that 40 pounds. And it wasn't until I saw a picture of myself last August that I realized I was regaining all of my weight back and I was heading in a negative direction for my health. I knew enough was enough and it was time to make a change. But we were living in a new state, I didn't know anybody, and I knew that I needed some support and some accountability and I needed community. So I turned to social media and I figured out Instagram and I figured out YouTube, which was no easy feat for me, I have to say, but it's good to learn new things. And I looked to that for an online community, and that has been such a breath of fresh air for me. So thank you to each of you for being a part of my online community. I would not have made it 90 days if it weren't for y'all and for the encouragement and for the inspiration that I am getting here on YouTube and Instagram. Okay, so I found my online community, and in October I decided I am going to take the pictures and I'm going to take some video, even if I don't like it, even if I don't want to look at it, and I'm going to start this journey and I'm going to be very intentional with it and I'm going to be very committed. And I made a goal for this next year as I head into my 40th birthday, which will be in 2021. I am going to stick to this and post once a week to keep myself accountable for this health journey. So that brings me to now, 90 days into this, the end of week 13, and here is what has been happening with me. So 90 days ago, I was struggling with walking up and down my stairs. I could not sit cross-legged, which I'm doing right now on the floor. And I couldn't do some just of the everyday activities that I needed to be able to do as a mom. And so I think that was also a big part of this wake-up call. I was having a lot of trouble with my knee, and I was having trouble just walking short distances because it would hurt or be inflamed. And I had to pull out my crutches and start using my crutches again because I was having so many problems with my knee. So at that point in time, I signed up for a workout program to do at home, and I had to modify everything. I had to modify the modifiers. It was kind of discouraging, but after doing that the first 3 weeks, I saw a huge improvement and I was able to walk a little bit further, and my kids were enjoying it more because we were going out more and going to the park, and that was enough motivation for me to keep going, because at this point I didn't see a huge change in my pictures. But now that I look at my first set of pictures to now 3 months later, I can definitely see a difference in my waist and in my stomach and through my face. I think those are the biggest places of change. I chose this kindness shirt to mark each week when I did my weigh-in, just to remind myself that I need to be kind to myself. This is going to be a slow process. I want it to be a sustainable process, something that does not affect my life so drastically that I would just slingshot back into my old bad habits. And so this kindness shirt is kind of symbolic of me being kind to myself and staying the course. And then my measurements, I didn't take the measurements from when I very first started. So if you are starting off on your weight loss journey right now, my recommendation would be stop and take the measurements, because I didn't think about that and I waited till I was a month in. So my measurements are from 2 months, but I still see a difference in my measurements, primarily in my waist and in my hips, which are the places that I really would like to lose weight in. And then as far as my weight loss goes, my highest weight was 265. In October, when I started this weight loss journey, I was at 237.7, and now I'm at 220. And so that brings my total weight loss to 45 pounds. And my goal at this time is 165, which would have me in my healthy weight range for my height, because I'm 5'9". And that would be a 100-pound weight loss. So that is where I'm headed. If I hit it by my 40th birthday, wow, that would be an amazing birthday present to myself. But ultimately, if I just hit it in my 40s, I would be thrilled. So that's my goal. As I head into the next 90 days, and I'm thinking about what I would like to achieve in these next 90 days, I'm thinking that I want to, one, lose 10% of my current weight, which would be 22 pounds. And that would put me at under 200, and that would be amazing, because I have not been under 200 since I had my first son. So I would finally get the majority of my pregnancy weight off, and it will have only taken me 9 years to do it. But better late than never. And then second of all, I just want to stay true to myself, and I want to try out new things and figure out new ways of incorporating health and fitness into my life and the life of my family, because I think not only will it change my life for the better, but I think it is going to ultimately shift their journey as well in a positive way. So over the last 90 days, a couple of my non-scale victories have been, I can ride a bike again, I can hang on the monkey bars and hold myself up, I can fit into my old clothes that I wasn't able to fit into, and lastly, my wedding ring is getting closer and closer to fitting. It can now go just under my knuckle. So yay, non-scale victories. I can't wait to see what the next 90 days hold for me as far as non-scale victories. And lastly, I have thought about what advice I would give if I were starting my weight loss journey today. First, I would say create measurable goals. These goals have really helped me stay on track, kind of like bumper pads. So when life knocks me off course, my goals get me back on track and headed into my health direction that I'm trying to achieve. Second of all, I would say find community. And if you're like me and you don't have real life community, go to online. There are so many kind people. I know it can get a bad rap, but I have found there's lots of kind-hearted people online as well who are on a similar health journey, or they're maintaining and they're inspiring. So find a community, whether it be in real life or online, just find that support system for you. Creating a life list or gratitude list has been so key for my mindset. And finally, I would say don't get discouraged when your body stalls out or hits a plateau. I find that with every 10-pound loss, I hit a plateau. So when I was shifting from the 230s to the 220s, it took me about 3 weeks of just pushing through till I finally stayed in the 220s and didn't have that back and forth gain. And then I'm having that again now because I went under 220, but now I'm having about 3 weeks where I keep going back, 218, 222, 220. So I'm trying to make that new transition into the teens. And so just don't get discouraged. Keep fighting the good fight, and you'll push through and you'll find success. All in all, the last 90 days have been a success for me, and I'm very proud of what I've accomplished. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the next 90 days have in store for me. I'm hoping to stay consistent and to work hard and be persistent. And I want to say thank you so much for y'all for offering your accountability and encouragement to me. It has made a world of difference. And I would love to hear how your health journey is going. So leave me a comment below and let me know how that is. And let me know what you're doing to build a life that you love and how I can support you in that. And I will see y'all on Friday in the kitchen. Bye, guys.